misleading though, because you're telling people to quit their jobs and
someone put that on Urban Dictionary right now.
I mean, you're telling people to quit their jobs and you don't necessarily realize, because you guys are able to do it. I mean, you guys are able to do it without actually, I mean, you guys have made it, so I mean, you're there. The thing is,
this is just water, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It is, right?
Well, I'm having my glass of water right here.
Okay. We have to talk after this, right?
Oh, yeah. Cool. So yeah.
no clap on the way out. No, but I mean, the thing is, I've actually done this. I've actually, my boss was a complete a-hole, and I got tired of it. I worked for him for 5 years as a programmer, and I said, screw it, And I said, I'm generating him $300,000 a year worth of income, and I'm making $30,000 a year worth of income. And then, I said, start off, and just, left and did a year on my own and utterly failed and went through all of my savings because I could do the programming, but the sales and the marketing and, and the finding the clients was something completely foreign to me. And I had not considered the fact that there were other people in the organization that were bringing these clients and work to me. And so I figured, well, all I have to do is generate 10% as much as work, but I couldn't, and the thing is, you don't necessarily realize until you've tried it how hard it can be to find new work when you have no career history for a block of time. Because employers will be like, well, what did you do for the year? Did you just
okay, so somebody hire him.
Yeah, you want to
well, I've got I got a job now. I actually make twice what I did then, but.
Well, hooray.
All right.
But it was hard. It was hard. It took me 4 months to find work.
Well, so like, we're not giving advice about like necessarily the specifics of moving around within an industry. It's more of a general idea of.
No, I understand that,
Yeah.
but I'm saying if you quit your job to pursue your passion, and then you can't make it work right away, and then money becomes an issue,
Yeah.
and maybe you can't live with your parents, or whatever reasons, you don't have a safety net. So then what?
I found that if you're really passionate about something, you have to do that concurrently with your current job until you get things steamrolling, just to give yourself this nice safety net. If it doesn't work out,
Right,
you're
yeah.
still safe in where you are. It takes a lot of time and dedication to it, but it will pay off in the end.
And that totally sucks sometimes. Like sometimes you're really into something, but you're missing a part of it. Like you're missing the partner who can do the business side of things. Or you're missing the person who can do that, and that sucks. And I don't have advice. I don't know a way out of that necessarily. But
I guess the only thing is don't quit your job if you don't have a plan.
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
solid
yeah.
plan.
Oh, you gotta work.
Yeah, like don't quit your job until you hit that Pratchett point where all of a sudden, like, whoa, But it is a problem. I had a friend who called me. He said, I'm putting together this band. I think we have a good idea. We're making good music, but we don't have time to record a demo tape because I have to work my job, and we can't quit our jobs until we have a contract. We can't get a contract until we do a demo tape. We can't do that.
Yeah.
And that sucks. And I was like, I really don't know. You try to find time. You try to get lucky. You try to try different things, and if it works, it works. And
Call in
if
sick
not,
for 2 weeks and then see.
Yeah.
Make the time.
See what
Spend
you
less
can
time
do.
watching porn.
yeah.
Yeah, and stop watching porn. That's
Well.
all that
You can do anything without stopping watching porn.
yeah. Keep watching porn is, I guess, the lesson. You're a Sailor Venus or something. I don't know.
Neptune. Come on.
Neptune. Yes.
Not the last guy.
In both of your webcomics, both webcomics have a very distinct sense of humor, especially with Cyanide and Happiness. That's very offensive. Just wondering, do any of you have that sense of humor to a degree in real life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of any time where I've sat back and said, "Wow, I'm offended," at a joke, at something that's put in, a humorous light. I don't know about you guys personally, but
Well,
it's hard to take anything seriously.
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but generally at cons there tends to be the joke of the weekend that just won't die. Is there a joke of the weekend for you guys? No? It's too offensive? What?
Apparently.
Not really. Just
No?
a single joke.
Alright, well we'll move on.
I was wondering, you're talking about, filtering for it being too offensive. How do you filter? Do you perceive a market for your comics and then you try to aim for that market? Do you just do whatever you think is funny and?
I try to please myself because if I'm laughing, I kind of trust it.
Yeah.
It's always a bad idea to pander to your audience because then you perceive everyone else as this very distinct type of person, and when you just write towards that person, it just seems artificial. So as long as you're writing for yourself and you like what you're creating, that's all that really matters.
Self-pleasure.
It's not
Artistic masturbation.
it's not, and that's not. But I feel like that's not an absolute. Like with telling jokes, like you have to learn. Like if you say something you think it's really funny, and then nobody laughs at it, you should take a look at it and figure out like maybe you got something wrong or you misunderstood how like you realize something you said will be interpreted in a different way, and you do need to figure out like how will people read this? What will they think? What will they understand of this joke, or will they like read it in a different way than you meant? And so there is a lot of like you have to look at how you present an idea and what context you need to get that idea. So that does matter.
How do you know they're laughing?
There's mostly lots of emails, some IMs. People get on IRC and post links to it. We notice in our referrers that it got linked on Reddit or whatever.
Yeah, every once in a while we'll like make something that we'll admit to each other that we didn't find it that funny, but we found it like, okay, this is funny. It's not like my best, but it's funny. And then suddenly gets linked on Dig, and like, I guess a lot of people liked it.
Yeah, I've had ones that happens especially with me where I draw one and then I like fret over little tiny details for hours, for like an hour. I'm like, oh, should this word be up here, or should it be this word instead, and should it be down here? And then I finally like get sick of it, and like the entire joke is stupid. I don't care about this whole thing, but I have to put it up now because it's midnight, and I'll post it, and then it gets linked all over the place, and I was like, oh yeah, I knew that was awesome.
All right, we got a joke in the back. Or idea in the back.
Yeah, it's kind of going through reasons, like more just funny stories from you guys. I can tell you guys like to drink, obviously, from your cups. And
I'm just
water.
This is water and orange juice, sir.
Water and
but have you guys ever had any nights where you like are just gone, you write a comic, the next day you wake up like, what is this? Like,
I don't really make comics drunk. It's usually a bad idea.
I tried a couple of times. I got a sketchbook and I like drew a handful of comics drunk, and then woke up in the morning and it made the slightest bit of sense.
Dave, the one CNH guy who isn't here, is from Ireland. He wanted to do a St. Patty's Day joke where he wrote the first half before the night happened, went out, got obliterated, then came back and finished it. He decided it probably wasn't the best idea because he'd end up forgetting anyway. But he drew it as if that actually happened. We haven't actually drawn stuff drunk, but he meant like if I was drunk, this is how it might look, and it was just scribbles and crap everywhere.
However, thinking of ideas drunk sometimes works better.
Yeah.
Making them
You just
drunk
make a
is
note
just-
about
it
it in the
just
morning.
makes your line scribbly.
Yeah.
My lines are scribbly enough as it is.
Yeah,
you
there's,
get
I
away
don't
with
know, there's,
scribbly lines, so that's kind of the point, right?
Well, kind of, but when it's illegible and you can't tell, where their arms are from their legs.
yeah. There might be stick figures, but presentation matters.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Yes.
If genitalia, boobs, hookers, booze, AIDS, cancer,
What's it written
and
down?
Syphilis.
syphilis did not exist, where would you all be?
There's always herpes.
Earned it.
Well,
I wouldn't be in Connecticut right now. That's for sure.
also, what's with like the hats?
What isn't with that? Why don't you have a hat?
Because I'm lame.
I guess so.
Gentlemen, with a hat and a shirt. That's how that works.
I admit it, I could hope to be as cool as you, but
It's all in the hats.
All right, you in the corner.
You guys have any like business partners or anyone that works for you that helps you with like the administrative end of things? Like you mentioned, you work for yourself, but anyone work for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess those guys, I don't know about them, but there's a guy who I work with named Derek who wandered off because he's heard all of my embarrassing stories already. But yeah, he handles a lot of the business stuff. He was the original sysadmin actually, because when I set up the site and got a whole bunch of traffic, I didn't have a server or anything, and he did. So I contacted him about that. And he does a lot of that stuff kind of reluctantly, like that wasn't his original career choice, but he's slipped into it pretty well and does a better job of it than me. So he manages most of that.
For us, it's I'm the resident nerd. I do all I handle all the advertising. I was doing web development before this really took off, so I handle all
Very
the
convenient because now we
boring
have an
websites.
in-house webmaster.
Yeah.
We have a few like explosive accessories. We have some part-time people. We have a guy Chase who animates with us. We have an amazing composer in Canada named Steve. We've got a manager in LA, and that's about it.
Wow.
And there's
Lawyers?
always Kwanzaa.
Our forum guy doesn't do anything.
He isn't living anymore. Yeah.
I just have my mom. She comments on the site. No, she
Your
just
mom
keeps doing
comments
it
on your stuff.
all the
He's
time.
coming on my site too.
And your stuff too. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
All right.
your mom comments on my stuff all the time.
Isn't there more? He got it. There you go.
All right, in the front. One guy.